Here is everything that transpired during Solar X, the first episode of Rick and Morty Season 6. In order to escape Rick's central finite curve, evil Morty devised a big plan in the 5th season of the show that involved utilizing all of the portal fluid that was still available, destroying the Citadel, and permanently altering the multiverse as it is now understood. The titular pair were now imprisoned in the damaged portion of the Citadel that they had been able to salvage after evil Morty made his dramatic leave, floating through space. But this was actually only the start. Solar X has a lot of material to cover because Season 6 picks up right after this cliffhanger, and needs to investigate the immediate repercussions of it all before moving on to new adventures. Here is a summary of all the significant events from Rick and Morty's significant Season 6 premiere. Rick breaks down the scenario at the start of the episode as Morty and he are still stranded in the fragment of the Citadel that has broken off and are floating through space. The portal cannon is malfunctioning. It has been a while since the 5th season ended, and the team is out of alternatives for food, drink, and energy. When Space Beth suddenly shows up on a ship to save them, the two of them are prepared to die. Rick and Morty are spared after some debate. Rick explains to the two of them that he needs to restart the portal index in order to travel across multiverses once more, but this doesn't actually work since he resets portal travelers instead. Here, Summer is tasked by Rick with assisting Rick, Morty, and Jerry in traveling back to the C-137 reality when they are warped back to their own native universes. Here, Beth and Space Beth are informed about the Rick and Morty bodies in the backyard. After some awkwardness, both Beths agree to join Summer on the next journey to save Rick. Summer recruits Space Beth for it. Rick goes back to the world he first encountered during the events of his origin tale, which were emphasized in the 3rd and 5th seasons. Morty is transported to his original universe, which had been Cronenberg's back in the 1st season, as fans may recall, and it is revealed that he has created a version of his deceased wife Diane as an AI that haunts him. After traveling around the Cronenberg universe, Morty eventually runs into Jerry once more. Returning to Summer and the two Beths, we see Beth clumsily navigating the missing as Summer does her best to enjoy herself with her hip new mom. Everyone else is caught in a time loop that has been frozen in the exact same day as when Rick's original Diane and Beth had passed away. It is then revealed in Rick's original universe. All of the humans are now aging at a constant rate while their minds are resetting. The Rick he's been looking for since the Season 5 flashback is one he won't be able to locate, Rick then says. Rick departs from the ghost of Diane he had created before entering a wormhole in a far more irrational attempt to get to another reality. Returning to Morty, it is revealed that Beth and Summer from the Cronenberg reality have passed away since we last saw them. As a result, Jerry has developed into a survivor who has been able to live at the expense of his humanity. Then he flees after stealing all of Morty's belongings. When Morty finally catches up with Jerry, he attempts to reason with him, but Jerry is upset since Morty abandoned him and allowed the universe to perish. Jerry rejects Morty's offer to take him to another universe and continues. Rick is able to locate himself in the midst of his wormhole, and it's at this point that Summer recognizes that if he's having difficulties leaving his own reality, it's likely that the Rick he's looking for is having trouble finding him as well. Rick entirely switches gears to finding Morty's Rick after reuniting with Morty. He reveals that Morty's original Rick from the Cronenberg reality, who slaughtered his family, did not actually pass away but instead left Morty behind, in the hopes that the Rick he was looking for would return. Rick had specifically picked this Morty. This other Rick, later identified as Rick Prime, who will be referred to as such in this recap, finds the C-137 Rick and follows him to a sphere buried in space. As part of an elaborate trap he had set up to mess with any Ricks that could find him, Rick Prime taunts C-137 Rick by actually appearing in front of him. Rick is adamant that he should keep pursuing Rick Prime, but Morty disagrees, invoking the fact that they have shared so many adventures. They may be considered grandpa and grandson in all except name. Summer intervenes in the conflict between the two Beths for Summer's attention by explaining that she genuinely simply wants to hang out more without being fixated on it. After rescuing the Beths and Summer, Rick and Morty travel in quest of Jerry in his native realm. It turns out that Jerry's original world is essentially stuck in Season 2 because the Smith family hasn't changed over the seasons we've seen. By flipping the bird, Jerry defeats his biological family and the family reconciles. When they return to their own reality, however, Season 2 Jerry unintentionally releases Mr. Frundles, an adorable extraterrestrial monster that immediately bites and infects everything in its path with Frundleseas, traveling to a new timeline in which Space Beth and the Smith family have been slaughtered, and in which everyone buries their elder selves in the backyard. The only downside to this alternate reality is how strangely they pronounce Parmesan, and Rick tells Morty that he's not truly bait because Prime Rick doesn't really care about him or anybody else. Contrary to what Rick attempts to claim, this Rick has no sympathy whatsoever. The episode's post-credits sequence shows that Prime Rick approaches Jerry in the Cronenberg universe about speaking with a child or someone who looked like him. Rick was the Rick we had first met in the sphere. After that, Jerry suggests a team up, and when Rick Prime declines, Jerry tries to kill him. Rick Prime murders Jerry as soon as Jerry's neck begins to mend. Jerry asks Rick Prime, who has been trying to find it out himself, why he is there as he passes away. Thanks for watching, and if you're new to this channel, subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out latest videos of Media Breakdown.